Welcome back. This past year has been difficult for some, and staying on top of your mental and physical health has been challenging. So tonight in a special report, News 11's Adonis Albright takes an in-depth look at the benefits of staying mentally and physically fit.
Getting in shape is one of the best things you can do for yourself, both mentally and physically. But with the pandemic, staying on top of it all can be pretty tough. It's now been a year since the coronavirus lockdowns have changed everything, from our routines to our social lives. According to Gina Botello, a psychiatric nurse practitioner at Yuma Regional Medical Center, staying active is more important than ever.
When we are both mentally active and physically healthy, then we tend to enjoy our lives and our environment more.
Botello says ever since the pandemic started, she's seen a slew of changes in her patients.
We have seen a significant increase in depression symptoms, anxiety symptoms, difficulty with mental focus, especially in our youth, in our children, and our teenagers, as well as substance abuse, alcohol abuse, and unfortunately domestic violence as well. It's just like a domino effect. The longer that you're staying put and not utilizing other parts of your body, the more that it can take a toll onto your mental health.
But staying active is easier said than done. I asked the doctor how people can stay motivated during these hard times. The answer was a lot more wholesome than I expected.
We did what I named the Ohana Physical Challenge. And as many of you know, Ohana is family in Hawaiian. So I was the designated person who was keeping track of all of the family members that were participating in the physical challenge from ages 3 to 62. And I would send them on a weekly basis the exercise that they had to do for the remainder of the week. Now, they had to provide proof, whether it was a picture or a video, in order for them to get a star on our platforms, whether it was doing 25 jumping jacks 3 times a day for the rest of the week, whether it was going for a light jog for 15 minutes, it depended. So it was a challenge that continued for 3 months.
And if you've been skipping the gym, it's not just your mental health you have to worry about. Dr. Ryan Zur, a sports medicine physician at YRMC, says those trying to jump back into the swing of things run the risk of physical injury.
You start having sports again after doing nothing for six months, then you have a lot of little nagging injuries, hamstrings and stress fractures and those kinds of things.
But staying active doesn't just have to mean doing exercise. For some, it can be as simple as picking up a new hobby. Paula Robles is a social worker who helped take care of the elderly at a local nursing home in Yuma. When the coronavirus first came to the desert Southwest, it was a harrowing experience when it swept through her facility.
I remember coming home every day crying and thinking, I don't know if I could go back. And I think the hardest thing was seeing those residents pass away. There were some residents that I felt, they were sick. It was only a matter of time, but there were other residents that they still had life in them. And I felt that if it wasn't for COVID, they would still be in the facility. If it wasn't for COVID, I would still be in the facility. And that was a hard choice for me, that I had to put myself first to take care of myself.
Paula tells me at first, she didn't realize she was depressed. But after many sleepless nights and panic attacks, she knew she had to make a change. So she found solace in singing her heart out.
And I remember just singing it, and just the words spoke to me. And I felt liberated just getting all of that I was feeling out on the mic.
But doing karaoke isn't just a hobby for Paula. It's a lot more personal than that.
I'm usually bubbly and smiley, and I like to make jokes and just be silly. I noticed that changed dramatically, and I said to myself, I don't want COVID to harden me, and I don't want COVID to mark my life and make me this person that I'm not. So I think that's when I started noticing that me singing karaoke, if I felt liberated, I felt the stress, I felt that I connected with the lyrics, I felt, this is a good positive thing that I can do.
She's also been able to stay on top of her physical fitness with an at-home gym right in her garage. Paola hopes sharing her story sheds light on the importance of mental health and puts an end to the stigma surrounding those who need help during these hard times. And now that it appears the pandemic is slowly winding down, Paola can't wait to keep doing what she loves.
You know, I actually already have a list of the clubs that I need to hit or the bars that do karaoke. I was just telling my boyfriend this the other time that I found a place that does karaoke, and right now they're doing it safely with precautions, but if I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna go all out. I want everybody to come, and I want, you know, my fans to clap for me and just encourage me and just have a good time. You know, I think we all need it after what we've been dealing with.
Now, as for myself, I think I'll just stick to reporting. Adonis Albright, News 11.
Adonis, good stuff as always. You know, I love karaoke too, though. Her and I can relate on that.